In order to scare her timid best friend, this woman kept shaking the ladder at an altitude of 600 meters. However, she didn't know that shaking like this would cause the screws on the ladder to loosen. After reaching the top of the tower, the two began to take pictures crazily. However, when they were about to go home, the ladder suddenly slid down and the screws fell off. The next second, the ladder fell down. Fortunately, the rope was strong enough. The best friend held the rope from above, and the woman climbed up. Without the ladder, they could only ask for help from outside, but there was no one around. Then they looked down and found that the backpack had fallen on the iron sheet. However, since the backpack contained the only mobile phone that could contact the outside world, they had to take the risk to get the backpack that fell on the iron sheet. She first tied one end of the safety rope to her belly, then stepped on the tower and slowly moved down. She soon reached the end of the rope, but there was still a long distance to the backpack. The next second, her bestie untied the safety rope, but still couldn't reach it. So she simply kicked the tower with her foot, and then decisively let go when the time was right. After getting the backpack, she took out a selfie stick from the bag and wanted to use it to hang the backpack on the rope loop, but the backpack was too heavy. She tried countless times but failed. Just when she was about to run out of strength, she finally hung the backpack up. At this time, her bestie jumped out and successfully grabbed the backpack. Then the woman grabbed the rope and pulled up desperately. Soon she climbed to the bottom of the tower top. At this time, an accident happened. The best friend slipped and didn't grab the ladder below the tower, falling directly from a height of 600 meters. The woman was so scared at the top of the tower that she slowly stuck her head out while crying. She saw her best friend grabbing the rope, but she soon came to her senses, grabbed the rope and pulled it up desperately. Finally, she pulled her best friend up. The woman saw the backpack and hurriedly took out the water bottle and drank it. Then she took out her mobile phone to ask for help, but found that there was no signal on the tower. But when she looked at her best friend desperately, she saw the bloody wound on her best friend's face. It turned out that when her best friend fell down, she fell on the iron sheet and died on the spot. The strong shock made the woman mistake the backpack she pulled up for her best friend. But now she has only one thought in her mind, which is to find a signal, send a distress message. So she looked down for a signal. Then she fixed the safety buckle on the lowest iron bar, threw down the safety rope, started to slide down quickly along the rope. When she reached the end of the rope, she decisively unscrewed the safety port, jumped to her bestie's side, but there was still no signal at this time. Looking at her bestie's body that had long since rotted, she was overwhelmed with emotions and thought of a way to survive. She took out her cell phone from her waist, edited a distress message, sent it to her father. Then she took off her bestie's shoes, put the cell phone in the shoes, then put the shoes into her bestie's stomach. Finally, she pushed her bestie down the tower with force. With the double protection of her body and shoes, the cell phone would definitely not be broken. The father who received the message immediately called the police and rushed over. She was successfully rescued.